Alright guys, here we have the Blade Nano QX 3D. We're going to be flying this in each flight mode, giving it a test, and just talking about how it flies. This will be the first flights, and I'm going to start this off in the beginner mode. I have the ready to fly transmitter. Of course, if you have bind and fly, you're going to have to set it up to whatever transmitter you're using. For the ready to fly, our trick button is back here to do flips, and that also stops the blades when you're in 3D mode. And then we have our modes here. For the ready to fly, I'm going to push it all the way back away from me, and that is beginner mode. I'm going to take the transmitter, have it on, take the quad, plug it in, and put it on a flat surface so it can level itself out and the gyro's out. Now in beginner mode here, it doesn't matter which way you are. When it flips, it does a double flip and it lands the way it was. But let's say you crash into a wall and then this lands on the ground the opposite way. You can take right back up and fly it inverted, just as if it was right side up. It keeps it knowing that that's up. So it knows which way it is, so you can always take off any way. So let's go ahead and start the flight just in normal upright mode, when that's with the blades on bottom. And we're going to see if we can get a hands-off hover here to begin with. This is the first flight. And it looks like we just for some reason need a little bit of left trim. And now with that little bit of left trim, got a hands-off hover, but I'm not getting the throttle right. Let me get by the camera here. I think that's in frame right there, yep. And with any new quad, it takes a second to get used to the throttle, but there we go. It's going down a little bit, but that's hands-off hover, pretty darn nice. Let's just fly this around a bit. Oh my god. This thing feels so connected. This is in the beginner mode, it's self-leveling. If you let go of the right stick, it'll level itself back to level. And you're still going to drift a little bit, but it's going to protect you and make it easy to, just go hands off. So, oh, I messed up. I can just, hit the ceiling there. But it's self-level, so that's nice for this mode, but I still have a ton of control here, and it actually can go pretty darn quick. All right, now let's try. Wow, it corrected that bounce off the wall pretty good. Let's try hitting the wall and going down in the bed, hopefully land the opposite way. So hit the wall. I landed in the crease back here, but what I wanted it to do was land inverted or upside down. And now it should still take off and fly as if it's right side up. The green lights are always forward. So again, flying just like I was right side up here. And the green lights are forward now, just like always. But it's upside down. Flies the exact same, feels the exact same. And if we want, we can stop it, flip it, take it right back up, and again, it's flying just as if it never flipped over. That's pretty crazy. It'll also do double flips. I'll try to do it over here where I have no space, a back flip here. And it did it. I don't have a ton of space in here. I'll try one here. Oh, there we go. I'm amazed it did it with, we only got a couple feet here. Oh, I hit the ceiling and then it got caught by the bed here. But it does some nice double flips. That's pretty cool. So that's the beginner mode, and I gotta say, I am pretty amazed with how that's flying. That flies very connected, very great feeling. So now I'm gonna switch it to the middle mode, the second mode. And the difference, the main only difference that I've read about in this mode is when you do a trick, you press the right button and then press a direction with your right stick. It'll now, instead of doing two flips like you saw, it'll do one flip and it'll invert itself. So you're flying upside down. The thing is, you're not flying upside down. When it flips, then it thinks that this is up again. So you always fly just as if normal, but you can make it flip whenever you want. So let's go ahead and try that out. Let me first see if I think I have any extra speed. Pirouettes look about the same. I'm not sure if I showed it in the last mode, but not talked about it, but it feels like it's spinning about the same. We still have our self-leveling, and about the same feel. So yeah, this mode, it feels almost the same as beginner to me. It might have a little bit more tip and speed, but it feels almost the same. Let's try that trick now. Whoop, that one went too down. I didn't give it enough throttle. So, whoop, has a lot of power. That went up fast. All right, so let's try that trick. And there you go. We just flipped over and and it just keeps flying. So if I was going, I could just flip and keep flying, flip and keep flying. It's always right side up. Now if you flip it right and left, forward's always forward, like right there, forward's still forward for me. But if I do a backward flip or a front flip, now forward's towards me. Forward's always where the green is. So that's the only thing that could really mess you up, but it's always the exact same. Very nice flight. This thing feels great, guys. I mean, that was cool. It's kind of cool that you can do that. You know, you're not really flying upside down, but it's still kind of cool to be able to flip like that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's pretty neat. It's just a cool thing to be able to do, but yeah, you're not flying upside down. But it works very well, very quick, very responsive. Doesn't really lose altitude that much. That's pretty neat. And this thing just, oh my God, it's just so smooth and so good flying. Oh, I tried to do a flip, but I didn't hit the red button, and I ended up just going up into the ceiling. But that was a pretty hard hit, bounced around, and it should be just fine. Yep. In fact, this thing is, you know, it levels itself pretty good. You can just take it, toss it, and it'll pick which direction it wants to be up, and it'll just level itself out and catch itself like that every time. And because it can fly both ways, it can catch itself both ways. It's even better. The original Nano QX would do this. People would kick it up from off their shoe. But this one can fly upside down or right side up. So it just picks away, and it's always going to just correct itself and just start flying. That's pretty neat. Throw it from anywhere and it flies. That's pretty cool. All right, so that's the second mode. Let me go ahead here and unplug it. Put it up into the third mode. Now in the third mode, this is full 3D, guys. This is, if you have your throttle here under 50%, it's going to be giving negative thrust. So you would be going up if you're upside down, or you're going to be pushing towards the ground if you're right side up. Then it has positive pitch when you're over 50%. Flies just like a collective pitch helicopter in idle up mode. So this one, when you flip it, it's going to let you start either way you want, have whatever way up you want. But once you're in the air, if you flip, then you're flying upside down. True inverted controls. You're not just flying like the last two modes. So you have to really know what you're doing. There's no self-leveling. I think I'm going to have some problems with this because we're in a tiny room here. But I'm going to give it a go and just let you guys know my feelings on it. I'm sure that it's going to be a little crazy, and I haven't actually flown 3D for a while because it's been winter, so my fingers are not, you know, they don't have the muscle memory right now quite great. So I'm just going to try to take it up and basically hover it because I'm pretty sure this is going to be crazy. So here we go, again, green's forward, and let's see what it feels like here. I was going to say, I don't think I'm in the right mode because I was giving it negative and nothing was happening, but then it kicked in. I think you got to get up over like 75 maybe, and then when you go negative it will. So let me try to get it up. Okay. It's hard for me to tell. Yeah. It is pretty crazy. Also, know in this mode, red button stops the blades because putting the throttle down doesn't stop your blades. It makes them go the opposite way. So if you're going to crash, you have to hit the red button to stop the blades. So there's no negative until you get up and you're in the air, and then it'll start that. And this, oh Jesus, oh Jesus. This thing, it's hard. Oh man, I got such a little room and I'm trying not to hit stuff. Oh my. Ah. Okay guys, I'm gonna just do that one more time. But basically, it has full control. If you're a good 3D pilot, you're gonna have no problem. If I have more room, I'm in a tiny little room here. If I have more elevation, I can mess with it more. I'm gonna take it up. I'm not gonna be able to flip this and keep it in control in this room right now. It won't even go up right now. Maybe it's low on battery. Let me make sure I didn't just break something there. Gonna unplug it, plug it back in, and see if it takes up again. There we go. And it's just, you know, in this mode, as you see, there's no, oh, that's what it was. In this mode though, it'll do whatever you tell it to. So I don't have any crazy 3D flight in here. I'll try to get some better flight in a gym or outside when there's no wind, and I get to, you know, get my feel for this, because every quad, every helicopter is a little different. I need to get the feel for it. But that felt like it's going to be able to do anything you throw at it. So that's the Blade Nano QX flight modes, and I gotta say, I'm very impressed with it. You know, it's very amazing, those first two modes. And then when you progress, and you can learn a lot on that 3D mode. And this is a great thing to learn 3D on. It's very durable. It's got these side things. You know, it's a great thing to learn 3D on. So check it out, Blade Nano QX 3D. Have any questions, let me know. Happy flying.